So here we are at stage 2. This is kind of what you'd see at a normal 2-gun match, but the par time was really short. This was essentially maybe a challenge a bridge too far. You had 4 mini IPSC plates out at approximately 60 yards. You had to hit each of them once from the cone, ground your rifle on a table, crawl under that, get to the next cone, do the same thing, and there were 4 cones. So you'd be cone 1, 4 hits, cone 2, 4 hits, cone 3, 4 hits, cone 4, 4 hits. So that's 16 hits, right? But then you have to go back the other way. So you go back under the table, so then you'd have cone 5, 6, and 7 for a total of 28 hits. The grand majority of the people at this match actually timed out, as did I. We'll get to that in a minute, so stay tuned.
Stand by. On the cone. Jesus. Hey. Hey. Around, buddy. Hey. Hey. Where's the target? Hey. Hey. You're at 102. On the cone.
Well, life isn't always fair, and you'll see a couple things happen to me at this stage. One of the targets, actually, because I was hitting it with powerful 308, these targets were probably calibrated for 5.56, turned edgewise, and the RO continued to run me through the course of fire. It is what it is. That's how matches sometimes go. So I was actually presented the edge of a target for a good portion of my course of fire on stage 2. This was unfortunately a hard target to hit, but I kept going. Persevere. That's one of the things you have to do in a match, is learn to persevere. Things don't always go the way you want them to, and you don't give up. Don't ever give up. You never know what's going to happen, what happens to other people, so keep on going. I did have the rear sight on this, which is very much like an HK sight, except it's a paddle, not a diopter, and I had it set to the 200-yard aperture sight because I preferred an aperture to that V, which we saw Ian have problems with on the G3 at a couple matches ago. That was actually not the right thing to do. When you have this this optic mounted on here, and I can see the irons through the rings, the sight picture's so tight and so dense that it was very hard to find the targets downrange by all my peripheral vision being obliterated by not only the scope on the rifle, but just the paddle sight itself. It's like looking at a hole through a wall. So actually, I've come to find later on that normally I would not recommend this, but using the V Express sight, which is very much exactly the same as the HKV Express sight, is actually better in this setup because you're looking through the rings on the scope, and it allows you to retain some of your peripheral vision. Wish I had done that at the match. Would have given me a little bit of a better score and a better time. Is what it is, but that's why we do these matches, to learn these kinds of lessons.